Multiplying polynomials. The extended distributive property says to multiply two polynomials, multiply each term in the first polynomial by each term in the second and add the products. Polynomials can be classified by the number of terms present. They can be classified as monomials, binomials, trinomials, or polynomials. An example of a monomial is x squared. An example of a binomial would be x squared minus 11. An example of a trinomial is x squared plus 3x minus 11. An example of a polynomial would be x squared plus 3xy plus 3x minus 11. Now, why they are classified as monomials, binomials, trinomials, and polynomials are because monomials have one term, so that one term is just the x squared. Binomials have two terms, one term being the x squared, the other term being minus 11. Trinomials have three terms, one term being x squared, the other term being 3x, and the last term being minus 11. Polynomials have four or more terms. In the example, one term was x squared, the other plus 3xy, and another one was plus 3x, and the last was minus 11. Multiplying polynomials examples. So let's say we're multiplying x squared minus 3x plus 3 times x squared plus 3x plus 3. So your first step would be to take x squared times x squared and get a x to the fourth, and then you take the x squared times the negative 3x to get a negative 3x3. Then you take that x squared multiplied by the positive 3 and get a positive 3x squared. Then you go to the second term in your multiplication and multiply your 3x by x squared to get a 3x cubed. Then you multiply the 3x by the negative 3x to get a negative 9x squared. Then you multiply the 3x times the 3 to get a positive 9. So now you have to multiply the plus 3 by the x squared to get a positive 3x squared, then the plus 3 times the negative 3x to get a negative 9x, and then the 3 times 3 to get 9. To finalize an answer while multiplying polynomials, you have to add like terms. Since there are no other like terms for x to the fourth power, that just remains x to the fourth power in your answer. Then you have to add like terms out. So your negative 3x cubed plus a positive 3x cubed cancels each other out. So you will have no x cubed in your answers. While you're adding, While you're adding the x squares, there is a positive 3x squared, a negative 9x squared, and another positive 3x squared. When you add those together, you come up with a negative 3x squared as your answer for all the x squared terms. Then you have a positive 9x and a negative 9x. When you add those together, they cancel each other out, so there will be no 9x's in your final answer. So then you just have to carry down your 9, and that is your answer. X to the fourth minus 3x squared plus 9 is your final answer for that problem.